A shadow lingers in every choice you make, a quiet whisper that asks if you're truly the master of your path. It's not loud, but it's relentless, questioning whether you're moving with purpose or just drifting through the chaos. The world is a relentless chessboard, where every move feels like it could tip the balance. You're not just a player. You're the piece that holds the game together, yet you often forget your own weight. You wake each morning, chasing goals that shimmer like mirages, but have you ever paused to ask what you're truly defending? The applause of others fades, but the clarity of your own mind echoes forever. Distraction is the thief of intention, stealing your focus while you're busy building castles in the air. Real strength isn't in the noise of achievement, but in the silence of knowing what to protect. You've been taught to run faster, to climb higher. But what if the race is a trap? The king doesn't win by sprinting. He wins by standing firm, unshaken by the storm. Every time you betray your values for approval, you nudge your king closer to checkmate. The world doesn't care about your soul. Only you can guard its flame. Clarity isn't a gift. It's a blade forged in the fire of self-reflection. Those who wield it cut through the fog of doubt and walk paths others can't even see. You think power lies in controlling others, but it's a hollow crown if your own mind is in revolt. True sovereignty begins when you silence the inner saboteur and listen to your core. The world rewards those who shout their worth, but the quiet ones, the ones who know themselves, are the ones who endure. Their strength doesn't need a stage. It's felt in their unshakable presence. You've spent years building walls around your heart, mistaking defense for strength. But real power comes from opening inward, from facing the truths you've buried in the dark. Every wound you ignore becomes a crack in your foundation, letting chaos seep through. Healing isn't weakness. It's the courage to rebuild what's been broken. You're not just playing against others. You're wrestling with the voices that tell you you're not enough. Silence them not with arrogance, but with the certainty of who you are. The greatest battles are invisible, fought in the quiet moments when you choose integrity over convenience. Those choices don't win applause, but they carve your soul into something unbreakable. You've been chasing a finish line, but life isn't a race. It's a game of endurance. The one who survives isn't the fastest, but the one who never loses sight of their center. Fear is a cunning opponent, disguising itself as ambition, as caution, as reason. But when you know what you're fighting for, fear becomes just another piece on the board. You don't need to conquer the world to win. You need to conquer the doubts that keep you small. Every step toward clarity is a rebellion against a world that thrives on your confusion. The irony is brutal. The more you seek external validation, the further you drift from your truth. The moment you stop needing others to see your worth, you become untouchable. You've been moving pieces without a plan, hoping the board will make sense. But strategy begins when you stop reacting and start choosing, when you play for yourself, not the crowd. The world is loud, screaming at you to keep up, to prove yourself, to never falter. Yet the king's power lies in his stillness, in his refusal to move without purpose. You've mistaken busyness for progress, filling your days with tasks that leave you empty. Real progress is measured by how closely your actions align with your deepest truths. Every time you say yes to something that feels wrong, you sacrifice a piece of your soul. Learn to say no, not out of fear, but out of reverence for what you hold sacred. The game isn't about how many pieces you control. It's about whether you can stand alone and still feel whole. Loneliness is a price, but losing yourself is a cost you can't afford. You've been running from your shadows, but they're not enemies, they're teachers. Face them and you'll find the strength to move with a conviction that nothing can shake. Clarity doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from asking the right questions. The first one is always the hardest. What am I willing to lose to stay true to myself? You think you're free because you can choose your path, but are you choosing from clarity or from fear? True freedom is the courage to walk away from what dims your light. The world will tempt you with glittering distractions, but they're traps disguised as treasures. The only prize worth chasing is the peace of knowing you've stayed true. You've been fighting to be seen, to be admired, to be enough in the eyes of others. But the real victory is being enough in your own eyes, even when no one's watching. Every choice you make plants a seed in the soil of your mind. Plant clarity, Nurture purpose and watch a life grow that no storm can uproot. You're not just a player in this game. You're the one who decides what the game means. Define it by your values, or the world will define it for you. The strongest kings don't wear crowns. They carry an inner fire that no defeat can extinguish. That fire is your purpose, and only you can keep it burning. You've been waiting for permission to claim your power, but no one will hand it to you. It's already yours, buried beneath the noise. Go find it. The world will try to pull you in 1,000 directions, but you don't have to follow. Anchor yourself in what matters and let the chaos pass you by. You're not weak for feeling lost. You're human for daring to search for meaning. The path to clarity is jagged, but every step makes you stronger. The game doesn't end when you fall. It ends when you stop standing up. Protect your king not because you're invincible, but because you're worth defending. You've been playing as if the board is your enemy, but it's just a mirror. Every move reflects who you are. Choose ones that make you proud to look. The world celebrates those who chase fleeting glory, but it fears those who chase truth. Be the one who makes the world uneasy with your unshakable resolve. You don't need to be flawless to be powerful. You need to be honest with yourself. Authenticity is the armor that no attack can pierce. The greatest tragedy isn't failure. It's living a life that feels like someone else's. Claim your story and write it with the ink of your deepest convictions. You're not here to blend in, to follow, to fade. You're here to stand tall, to protect your essence, to live with a purpose that outlasts the game. What are you defending with every move you make? Is it your soul, or just a shadow of someone else's expectations?